saying all
Murder of an Oregon National Guard sergeant. Why her mother feared for her safety.
I just briefly met him. It was because of what Dion had told me that made me afraid for her.
The murder of Dion Wilkes is first on Fox. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Shauna Parsons.
And I'm Wayne Garcia. A mother's intuition may have been right after all. Fox 12 is learning much more tonight about the man suspected of murdering Dion Wilkes. He is a man still on the loose tonight. Police think that Manuel Tovar killed Wilkes near Salem over the weekend. In Tillamook tonight, the victim's mother reveals some frightening new details you have not heard until now. KPTV's Anna Katayama is live in Tillamook with our story. Anna.
Well, Wayne, Dion Wilkes' mother did meet with us here in Tillamook tonight. She says that her daughter was afraid of her former boyfriend, that he stalked her, had a key to her apartment, and in some cases would go so far as to go into her apartment when she wasn't home to read her email, to check on her email. Now, this is a picture of Dion, and tonight her family and the Tillamook community mourns her death.
This girl was love.
Gail Ritterbush shares some of her favorite photographs of a daughter who was an endless source of pride.
But she was beautiful on the inside. She was my shining star.
25-year-old Dion Wilkes was found dead on Interstate 5 just south of Salem Saturday night. Police say a former boyfriend, Manuel Tovar, kidnapped her from her apartment, forced her to drive onto the freeway, and then police say shot her to death.
The moment I heard, I knew who it was.
Gail says her daughter had met Tovar just a few months ago. The two dated just a few times, and then Gail says Dion had trouble getting Tovar out of her life.
He was so jealous. He wouldn't hardly allow her to attend birthday parties.
Gail says Tovar tried to distance Dion from her family and repeatedly showed up at Dion's apartment, one time even forcing his way in.
I expressed my concerns to her repeatedly.
Gail says Dion's death comes at a time when she was just beginning to realize her potential. With 2 bachelor's degrees under her belt, the Oregon National Guard medic had plans to become a dentist and was meeting with success at every turn.
She graduated top 99% in her military. She beat out a lot of the men.
Tonight, her mom grieves, turning her focus now on finding her daughter's killer.
My misery will never end until he is captured. I want this man found. He is dangerous.
And back live now, here's one final look at Manuel Tovar, the man who police say is their suspect in this case. He was last seen in the Salem area Saturday evening. Now, we are at Tillamook High School tonight because we want to let you know that come this Saturday, 3 p.m., a memorial service is planned for Dion Wilkes here. The Oregon National Guard and the Tillamook community are getting together to plan this event, and the public is invited. Live in Tillamook tonight, Anna Katayama for the 10 o'clock news.
The Portland Public School District is considering some drastic cuts to deal with its classrooms in crisis. They may even have to shut down some schools. The 4 schools in jeopardy are Reiki Elementary, Edwards, Brooklyn, and Meek. We have live Team 12 coverage. Jamie Wilson talked with students who are begging the district to keep sports alive. But we begin with KPTV's Lori Nixon with details on a grassroots efforts to save the schools. Lori?
Well, the district actually held a meeting tonight here at Madison High School. It wrapped up at about 8:15. What the school district really needs is for someone to write a check for, say, $50 million. That's not going to happen, and so parents and students are bracing for the worst.
Need any more meat or anything, Harriet?
Dinner time at the Atkins home. Time to unwind and reconnect after a long day. There is a lot on their plates to worry about. Their neighborhood school, Reiki Elementary in Southwest Portland, is one of 4 grade schools that could be closed.
And to us, to say that they're going to displace 266 kids and break up this community for the sake of a convenient staff office is just, it's sending absolutely the wrong message.
The district is looking to cut $27 to $50 million from next year's budget. Ideas range from closing schools to laying off teachers to shortening the school year to capping health benefits. A final budget recommendation won't be made to the school board until late February. Until then, a series of public forums will be held.
We have to make other reductions to do that, we will.
This was the first. The crowd, comprised mostly of parents, broke into groups to brainstorm ideas and voice their concerns.
We got to keep the standards high, and we have got demotivated teachers. We've got less money and less days.
And a sales tax is more equally distributed.
What goes and what stays will continue to be fiercely debated the next several weeks. If Ruth's Children's School is closed, students will be bused elsewhere. Parents have already formed a group and vow to fight to make sure the district's cuts are fair and democratic.
We're just trying to urge the district to work hard, to go back and look at their data a little more carefully, at least on the school closure.
Now, for a complete list of community meetings, go to our website. You see it there. It is kptv.com. Now, parents tell us closing those 4 schools really isn't going to save the district all that much money. The school board will adopt next year's budget March 17. Live in Northeast Portland tonight, Lori Nixon, the 10 o'clock news.
Okay, a major casualty of the district budget cuts could be athletics. And we are not just talking about spring sports. The new proposal suggests cutting all sports to save $2 million. It's a terrible thought for young athletes. KPTV's Jamie Wilson joins us live from Northeast Portland tonight with more on that. Jamie.
Well, not just here at Benson High School, but at any school in the Portland area, you'll find that about 45% of students get out on these fields and participate in some sport during the year. Now, if these athletic programs disappear, not only will kids be missing out on a fun activity, but many of them could miss out on their chance to go to college. It's only February, but Andrew Colacerdo and Matt St. Clair are already warming up for their senior football season at Lincoln High School. After going to state and raising money for 2 years to buy this new turf, they say losing the football program would be devastating.
I mean, prior to about 4 years ago, we hadn't been in the state playoffs since like 1962 or 65, so it'd be really bad if all of a sudden, after doing all this work and fundraising for all this, and all of a sudden it was all gone. It'd be horrible.
It's really important. I think a lot of kids would transfer if football was cut, or just fall sports in general.
And it's not just about playing the game. Many of these athletes are banking on sports to get into college.
I'm hoping to just get some sort of athletic scholarship.
From football to basketball, scholarship hopefuls have to send colleges their highlight films. Junior point guard Jordan Kokich says she could not compete without her senior season.
Any athlete that misses a season, they're not going to be able to send their tapes from their, let's say, my senior year. So that's going to be, it's going to be a huge blow, and I would say my chances are way, way less if that was the case.
Athletes also admit sports keep them motivated to go to class and get good grades. They say it's part of high school, but also part of growing up.
I don't know what I'd do without sports. I don't know what I'd do without football every day, so it hurt a lot.
Now, these athletes tell me that even if the school board does cut funding for their sport, they believe they will still be able to play next year. They tell me they'll just have to get more creative with their fundraising efforts and how to ask for more donations from the community. Live in Northeast Portland, I'm Jamie Wilson, the 10 o'clock news.
And it looks like Clark County voters have approved a levy to support the Vancouver School District. The special election was held today. We just checked the numbers, and so far tonight, 68% of the voters have said yes to the operations levy. Voters have approved this levy every time it's come up since 1964. It makes up about 16% of the district's budget.
NASA admits tonight it knew that there could be trouble if debris hit the shuttle on liftoff, but isn't saying that is what brought down the Columbia. Here is the latest on the shuttle tragedy tonight. While the search for debris continues, the investigation is now focused on that left wing. A big chunk of it turned up today in Texas. The crew of the International Space Station is continuing its work despite the Columbia disaster. Today, an unmanned Russian rocket docked with the ISS, loaded with food, fuel, and other necessities for the crew of 3, among them an Oregon astronaut. And back in Houston, it was a day to remember the lives of the 7 astronauts killed in the tragedy. The nation mourned the deaths of 7 heroes today at a memorial at the Johnson Space Center. It was a time to pay tribute to the shuttle astronauts and to comfort their families. KPTV's Christian Captain is live in Houston tonight with more from today's memorial. Christian.
Wayne, that memorial service started more than 12 hours ago for the 7 astronauts who gave their lives for the sake of science. And even at this hour, 12 hours later, the tributes continue to pour in. For many people, this was as close as they could get to today's memorial service, each person creating their own private memorial. But this evening, nothing but praise for the hope and prayers offered by the president at today's memorial service.
I feel like, in a way, he kind of knew them personally just by talking about them. It gave a lot of respect.
Family members and NASA employees who attended today's memorial service said the president's words helped begin the healing process. Today, the president acknowledged that as these 7 astronauts fell from the sky, their legacy, their reputation, and their dreams ascended higher into the heavens than they had ever hoped.
Their mission was almost complete, and we lost them so close to home. The men and women of the Columbia had journeyed more than 6 million miles and were minutes away from arrival and reunion.
We learned this afternoon that a smaller, more private ceremony is scheduled to take place in Washington, D.C. on Thursday for the families of the 7 astronauts. Reporting live in Houston, Texas with continuing coverage of the shuttle tragedy, I'm Christian Cafton for the 10 o'clock news.
And for the very latest on the investigation into the shuttle tragedy, keep it right here on Fox 12 Oregon. We'll bring you the very latest first thing tomorrow morning on Good Day Oregon, beginning at 5.
Fox 12 News is just getting started.
I remember thinking that I had to walk out of there alive with my baby.
Chilling testimony from a woman attacked in a Vancouver Mall restroom. She tells her story tonight in her own words.
My first thought was, how cold? I mean, that's a piece of Lacey.
Another bombshell in the Lacey Peterson case. Her family cannot believe what her husband did just days after her disappearance.
Can the Michael Jackson saga get any weirder? The king of pop himself explains some of his bizarre behavior, and wait until you hear what he says about his nose.
The contestants on American Idol aren't the only ones hungry for their 15 minutes in the spotlight. We will show you what people are doing right here in Portland to get their fix of fame.
And earlier today, the big story was the warmth. Now the big story is just how cold it is outside. Take a look at our pinpoint radar, which is not showing any precipitation, but a quick look at our live interactive temperature band around Yamhill. It's 36 degrees, about the same in Portland. And out in Troutdale, it's about the same. Notice everybody's close to the freezing mark. A frosty forecast in just a moment.
Fox tomorrow. Who will win Kelso's heart?
Michael is my boyfriend. Skatequad.
Girl fight! Let's get it on! Find out on an all-new That 70s Show. Then be there live for all the drama as your votes are counted and the first group of finalists find out their fate. American Idol Live, Wednesday at 8 on Fox 12 Oregon.
What is it about AT&T broadband internet?
There's no dialing up.
You don't have to give up instant messaging.
When I'm not burning dinner, I'm burning CDs. It's part of my life.
How fast is it?
Lightning fast. Wicked fast. Just how fast is wicked fast.
So whatever happened to that dial-up sound?
Who needs it?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. See ya.
Sign up for AT&T broadband internet and get free premium installation plus your first month free.
Even I can afford it.
Call 1-866-TRY-ATT0 today.
I don't know what we did without it.
I don't remember this being here.
Me neither. Was this here before?
Smells so yummy in here. I don't think so. Is that new?
It's
Yes. Now that I remember.
There's a whole new world of magic at the Disneyland Resort. To get there, visit Disneyland.com.
2 separate bomb scares in our area today had police on alert. What happened in each instance coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
If you could have a voice-activated satellite-linked navigation system, surrounded by a spacious leather-trimmed interior, where you can stretch out and enjoy a dual-zone automatic climate control system, and appreciate the acceleration of a 240-horsepower V6 engine, and if you could have it all in a Honda Accord, why wouldn't you? The all-new 2003 Accord EX V6 from Honda.
Dig it. The generation that said never trust anyone over 30 is now in their 40s and 50s going on 60. And chances are over 50% will need some kind of long-term care. But why worry? Just get hip to long-term care insurance from your State Farm agent. It'll help protect you and your retirement savings from the costs of extended health care. It'll give you financial freedom, man, and help keep your 60s swinging.
More local,
more news. Pete Ferryman and Kimberly Moss give you a first look at breaking news as it's happening. Good Day, Oregon. First live local.
It's a frightening story. A woman raped at knife point at a Vancouver mall. She was holding her baby when it happened. Well, today the victim described it all to a jury as the case against Billy Joe Hemingway moves forward. KPTV's Jim Hyde spent the day in court and has the story.
Okay, I have motions. I need to file. Mr. Hemingway, don't get into it with me.
The rape trial of Billy Joe Hemingway had been delayed after he objected to a judge, fired his first lawyer, and sought to represent himself. This latest day started the same way.
Send me to another room. I don't care. If my rights are going to be violated, send me.
That was not the violation the jury was impaneled to hear. The rape victim says she was attacked in the restroom of a Vancouver mall food court last October while she was changing her baby's diaper. She says Billy Joe Hemingway forced her to submit with a knife.
My initial reaction was that he was going to kill me and the baby. I didn't know what to think.
After the victim's tearful testimony, the prosecutor called police officers who confirmed her description of Hemingway, down to his distinctive teardrop tattoo. A forensic scientist said there was one chance in a quadrillion that someone other than Hemingway committed the rape.
The knife was at her throat. It appeared that she or her child killed.
The defense told a different story.
They did have sex. There was no force. There was no violence. There was no knife. It was consensual.
The prosecution rested. The defense presents its case Wednesday morning. It will be challenging.
Did you want to have sex with that man?
No.
Had you ever seen that man?
No.
In Vancouver, Jim Hyde, the 10 o'clock news.
The case against Hemingway is expected to go to the jury by tomorrow afternoon.
Tonight, police are reviewing surveillance video taken from a Tigard business earlier today. They are hoping to identify two suspects who left a suspicious device in the parking lot of Williams Controls. A security guard says one of the suspects was wearing a mask. They were seen driving a black SUV with the license plate covered up. Police say the suspects left a container in the parking lot and then drove off. The bomb squad was called in.
A few more police vehicles showed up. One of the guards mentioned to us for everybody to stay calm. At that point, we heard a siren coming from back there and then a loud detonation.
Williams Controls has been the source of some tension lately. Workers have been on strike since last September, but police don't believe today's incident is related, and they say the device did not contain explosives. An apartment complex near Vancouver was evacuated today while police checked out a bomb scare in nearby Crown Park. They found two devices. One looked like a pipe bomb. It was lodged in a hole in this tree. The second was a can of gunpowder. Police say it had a fuse. Both devices were detonated. Tonight, there are no suspects.
Barry Dent is back behind bars tonight. He's a person of interest in the disappearance of a 73-year-old St. Helens woman. Dent is in trouble for a probation violation. He's being held at the Columbia County Jail. KPTV's David Wilson joins us live tonight with the story. Dave, what did he do?
Well, Barry Dent is back here, as you said, in the Columbia County Jail after his electronic monitoring device signaled to authorities it might have a problem. Now, living with his elderly uncle in nearby Columbia City, Dent had been on house arrest for the last 3.5 weeks after making bail. He faces multiple counts of arson for allegedly setting his house and barn on fire last spring. About that same time, you might remember 73-year-old Lorene McGilvra, Dent's neighbor, mysteriously went missing with evidence suggesting foul play. But police have never charged Dent with McGilvra's murder, and they have never found her body. Tonight, some neighbors in Columbia City say they feel much safer with Barry Dent back in jail. Others say he caused few problems while on house arrest in their neighborhood.
Well, myself, no, and I just found out this evening that, there's a problem with his anklet or what have you, and the police were right on it. So, he is being monitored, and you are innocent until you're proven guilty.
Now, police don't know exactly why Dent's electronic device had problems, whether it was a simple malfunction or if he or someone else was tampering with it. He is on $500,000 bail here in the Columbia County Jail, and his release hearing is scheduled for next week. In the meantime, in a related manner, the McGilvra family would like some closure in this case because it's been 9 months since their mother went missing. We're live in St. Helens. David Wilson, the 10 o'clock news.
Well, if you haven't taken a look at the sky tonight, boy, you really should.
Yeah, it is really clear out there, as you can see with this live look outside. A change in the weather, though, is on the way, but only some of us in the Rose City will see it. Rod has your pinpoint forecast coming up.
Plus, things are disappearing from the Seattle morgue. One of them, a body. Was it simply lost or stolen?
And later, where the weak spot might be in thousands of SUVs on the road. A new report has pinpointed a problem you may be driving with every day.
I'm Richard.
I'm Elaine, and these are our 3 daughters and their families.
Michelle, Becky, and Kathy.
We all have American Family Life Insurance. Why?
The life plan fits our family. Definitely.
Our agent really watches over us.
It's a relationship built on honesty and trust. That's why we all have American Family Life.
All your protection under one roof.
American Family Insurance.
Hey.
Hi.
Thanks.
Thanks.
The new Beetle convertible. One good thing leads to another.
Saddam Hussein considers stepping down on one condition. The latest on the showdown with Saddam coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
Lesson 1. Did you know a dog's muscles are rebuilt about every 45 days? In fact, his entire body is constantly rebuilding. But without enough protein in his food, the whole process slows down. That's why Purina One adult formulas are scientifically formulated with an unsurpassed level of high-quality protein to help you enhance your dog's life by keeping him strong and fit. Purina One brand. One can make a difference.
This segment of the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by Quest Dex. Quest Dex makes it easy to find all the information you need right when you need it.
Kevin, I want you to move to Philadelphia and learn everything about making an authentic Philly cheesesteak.
I'll do my best, sir.
Kevin!
Yo, Jackie! How's it hanging, bro? I soaked up Philly like a sponge.
My new Philly cheesesteak is the real deal. Marinated sliced steak smothered with grilled onions and melting cheese on a hearth-baked steak roll. It's really authentic.
How you doing?
Maybe a little too authentic.
Here's the latest tonight in the showdown with Saddam. Word tonight from Arab sources say Saddam may be open to giving up power, but only if his son can take over as dictator. The world waits for Secretary of State Colin Powell's speech to the UN tomorrow, which promises evidence about Iraq's weapons program. Plus, Saddam gives a rare interview telling a reporter any attack on Iraq would be motivated by oil. Saddam met with his son, cabinet members, and top military leaders today. Some Arab sources say Saddam might consider stepping down, but only if his son would be allowed to take over the reins of power. The meeting in Baghdad happened while UN inspectors continued their searches in and around Baghdad. And word is inspectors found another empty shell capable of carrying chemical weapons. Tomorrow, the U.S. is expected to provide new evidence in a speech to the UN, but the U.S. is already warning not to expect any so-called smoking gun.
It is unfortunate that the test seems to be that for a lot of people, when in fact the test in the UN resolution, if people would read it, is whether or not Saddam Hussein is going to cooperate. And we know he's not.
Back in Iraq, a show of power today as thousands of armed militia members marched in a huge parade. They chanted, "No peace, no surrender." The volunteers just completed several weeks of military training and will be the last class to graduate if war breaks out between the U.S. and Iraq. Also, a small but vocal war protest hit the streets of Portland today. It took place at a gas station. The so-called Portland Students for Peace and Justice tried to make a point to anyone driving by, saying the war in Iraq is not about any access of terror, but rather about oil. Be sure to keep it right here on Fox 12 Oregon for continuing coverage of the showdown with Saddam. We will have the latest tomorrow on Good Day Oregon and then back here on the 10 o'clock news.
In news from around the Northwest tonight, police think they've cracked a video store theft ring. They arrested 5 men in Centralia, all from Portland. Police found 80 DVDs and VHS tapes in their car stolen from 2 video stores in Centralia. They also found maps to Hollywood video stores all over the Northwest. Centralia police are contacting other police departments to see if they've had any similar burglaries in their area. The medical examiner is beefing up security at the morgue in Seattle after a baby's body disappeared. Workers realized the body was missing back in June. Now, the baby suffocated at birth and was found last May at a Kent home. No charges were filed against the mother, but the case does remain open. Police discovered property thefts at the medical examiner's office as well, and as of now, there are no official suspects. Students at a Canadian high school came together to remember 7 classmates killed on a backcountry skiing trip on Saturday. The teens died in an avalanche at the Glacier National Park. The area where the 7 died has now reopened for adventure seekers.
Well, you could really feel it tonight.
Yeah, it's not just chilly, it is really cold out there, Rod.
It's also very still, which allows the temperature to drop off, frost to form. We'll talk about that, and also a change that some of us will see beginning Thursday, some of us won't. Details in my Pinpoint forecast.
And Mark Nelson standing out on a broken roadway in northwest Portland. What's a chance during a flood or a mudslide event that you could be putting yourself at risk driving on one of our local highways? Well, we'll check it out coming up.
And Lacey Peterson's husband has admitted to lying and cheating. Tonight, new information that's once again stunned Lacey's family.
And it is one of the top 5 scams in the state. Could you fall for it? Have you fallen for it? I-Team 12 investigates next.
Oh, the ball went into mean old man Cleary's yard. He'll never get it back. Hey, the ball. Watch out! Ah! What in the world?
Think big savings. Think big brands. Think Wednesday at Mervyn's Wednesday Only sale. This Wednesday, almost everything in the store is on sale. Plus, save 33 to 80% on all clearance items. Think the Wednesday Only sale. Think fast. Think Mervyn's. Big brands, small prices.
This robot is as real as they come, and its future could help you out more than you can imagine. Its amazing powers coming up.
Always on the cutting edge of technology. That's Car Toys. The latest innovations, the hottest new names in car audio, including Sirius Satellite Radio. 100 channels of digital entertainment you can take coast to coast with 60 channels of 100% commercial-free music. At Car Toys, you can get a Sirius Satellite Radio tuner plus your first month of programming free when you buy any Sirius Ready Kenwood CD player. Car Toys, the road of life has never sounded better.
Imagine a different kind of sight. So powerful you can penetrate a human cell and uncover cancer at its birth. So precise you can measure tiny changes that could cause a heart to fail. So clear you can pinpoint the root of chronic pain. This is the world of diagnostic imaging and the dramatic sight its technology yields. This is the world of Epic Imaging, a leader in the field. We provide answers when you need them most. Epic Imaging.
Yeah, baby. I like it like that. I like it like that. I like it like that. I got soul. I got soul. I like it like that. Yo a ti te quiero. I like it like that. Baby. I like it like that. 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 Oh yeah.
Check your email. You may have a message from a Nigerian scammer asking for your help with millions of dollars in a foreign account.
And tonight, an I-Team 12 exclusive. You will actually hear a real Nigeria scammer at work trying to convince someone to send him money. I-Team 12's Carrie Tomlinson joins us now with this special investigation.
Well, hundreds of thousands of emails like this one are going out to people around the country. In it, the scammer says he's got a huge chunk of money in the country and he needs to borrow a U.S. bank account in order to get that money out. He's chosen you to help him out. Now, here on the I-Team, we have interviewed victims of this scam before, but now for the first time, you will hear the scammer himself. Look at E.C. Yamego's passport. That's not his real name, not his picture, but this is his voice, caught on tape.
Listen, don't ever reveal this business to anybody. Huh?
It starts with an email. He claims to work at a Nigerian bank. A rich American engineer died, leaving more than $7 million unclaimed.
I just need all your cooperation, right?
E.C. Yamego needs you to help transfer the money out before bank officials drain the account and buy weapons. You get a share of the loot.
Trust me. I'm a good partner right here. Trust me and believe in me. Everything comes well.
It's not just E.C. Miriam, Bello, Joseph, and Lisa. Hundreds of con artists in Africa are pummeling Americans with email pleas, pushing pictures and fake documents to convince you they're legitimate. For the first time, you can hear how the Nigeria scammers work.
I don't want to get in trouble.
No, you can't. You can't. Just keep your mouth shut. Don't tell anybody. You can never get into trouble. Just keep your mouth shut. Don't tell anybody. You can never get...
For analysis, we talked to small businessman Emeka Agam, born in Nigeria, now in the Portland area. He says our scammer is well-educated, intelligent, and is treating the scam like a business.
So he knows what he's doing.
Emeka says some Nigerians turn to scamming in desperation. Their corrupt government lets the infrastructure fall apart and employee paychecks disappear.
Sometimes teachers don't get paid for months. So then school shuts down because they can't afford to teach.
In turn, E.C. Yamego brings the chaos and corruption to you.
Why do I have to keep this a secret?
Listen. It is not too good, for everybody to hear about this deal till we succeed.
And you're sure this is not a scam?
No, I will give you every guarantee that it's not a game.
The Secret Service tells us this scheme works on people who let E.C. Yamego and greed talk them out of reality.
So my good friend, I'm very happy. Maybe by this time next week, I'll be with you in your country.
Scary thought there. Now, E.C. Yamego called me dozens of times, sometimes in the middle of the night, yelling, trying to bully me into giving him my personal bank account information. It didn't work, and we're not keeping our mouths shut. If you get one of these emails, you can forward it to the Secret Service, and you can get that link on our website at kptv.com. Meanwhile, tomorrow night, we have another installment. We will show you creative ways that people are dealing with the Nigeria scammers, fighting back with their funny bones. That's tomorrow night. Live in News Control, Carrie Tomlinson, the 10 o'clock news.
Bright Hill joins us now with a look at the weather. And boy, it was nice to see the sunshine today, but it's chilly outside, huh?
Well, you know, we get the beautiful day in the daytime hours, but then it gets cold at night with the clear skies. In fact, already down to 32 in Salem tonight. We call that freezing, guys.
Yep.
I know, you knew that, right? Hey, here's the graphic I showed you last night. Had a couple people email, and it's really kind of interesting. I'm showing you the number of days where we've hit 50 degrees or better since December 1 through yesterday. We've done it 33 times this year. You look back the past several years, nowhere even close. So this certainly is a very warm winter, as you know. Okay, what's going on? Here's a jet stream pattern. These are high temperatures across the country today. And just notice the purple colors zeroing on Minnesota tonight. Very, very cold air that continues to spill across much of the country. The jet stream, which was over our heads, has now shifted a bit to the east tonight. High pressure blocking any storms. But notice the thinness of the sliver where we are, right in here, where it continues to be warm. From the jet stream off to the east, everybody's cold. So we really are pretty lucky in terms of not getting the extremely bitter cold air that much of the country's been experiencing. So the big story for us continues to be the fact it's so nice, at least temperature-wise. Highs today, 50 in Tillamook, 48 degrees officially at the airport here in Portland, 52 at the Dalles. It is a bit colder off to the eastern portion of our state. LeGrand today had a high of only 36 degrees. Here in the metro area, Hillsboro 49. It is the first day so far this month that we haven't officially hit 50. You folks up in Scappoose did hit 50. So continuing on my trend here that it's just really nice outside, take a look at Tillamook Bay this afternoon. What a beautiful day. Look at the bright, gorgeous sunshine. Winds were calm really across much of the state. Here's the way it looked along the Columbia River Gorge this afternoon. I understand the Columbia River was just perfectly flat. If we can go to that video, there it is. Beautiful day out there. You can see nothing is stirring, no creatures, not even a mouse, as the saying goes. And we're going to have another still day tomorrow with bright sunshine, light winds, and temperatures that will warm up. Now, at nighttime, as I mentioned, with the clear skies and the light winds, the temperature really goes down. It's already 35 in Hillsboro. You folks will get down into the 20s by tomorrow morning. Troutdale's at 36. Up in Vancouver, it is 35 degrees. Here's the story. We have systems well out to our west in the Pacific. High pressures I showed you a moment ago is snuggling up into us. And where you see the clearness all the way up into Canada, that's where that high is located. It will keep our winds calm again tomorrow. Now, by Thursday, the surface high will start to come inland. We'll get the winds picking up from the east. I thought that might happen a bit today. Now I don't think it will happen until Thursday. So calm winds for everybody tomorrow. Thursday, we get the east winds in the usual spots. But for the rest of us, calm conditions will prevail. Here's our exclusive 3D look at a realistic look at the way tomorrow looks like. You can see Kelso kind of through some haze. That's the fog lifting tomorrow morning that we'll see in pockets. And then as I put the clock in motion, watch how that just burns and we get that perfect blue sky like we had today. So a gorgeous look at tomorrow's weather. Okay, on the west side tomorrow, calm winds in Tillamook, a beautiful day, sunshine 50 degrees. Astoria up to about 51, Kelso 48. You can see the temperatures in the valley locations getting below the freezing mark tonight. In the gorge, winds fairly light again, perhaps a bit of a breeze in the afternoon, but really not much. Hood River tomorrow 44, becoming mostly sunny during the day. The Dalles will see beautiful sunshine tomorrow. And up in the Cascades, Timberline Lodge 28, Government Camp 37 tomorrow. You can see the beautiful blue skies expected up there. And winds, by the way, will be fairly light up in the mountains. Remember, they had some new snow up to 6 inches at Timberline over the weekend, so there's some snow up there, and the weather tomorrow will be fantastic. LeGrand tomorrow 40, Baker City 35 degrees. No mention of any precipitation across our entire state. The MetroCast on the west side, Forest Grove down to 28, Hillsboro 27, but in the afternoon, Wilsonville up to 51. And again, winds will be fairly light. On the east side, perhaps some breezes up to 16 miles per hour in spots like Troutdale and Gresham. Gresham, your high tomorrow 49 after a morning low of 31. Winds calm in most locations across the North Metro, except for Camas. You could see a bit of a breeze up to 15 in the afternoon. But Hazeldale 29 in the morning, 48 in the afternoon. Gorgeous weather. Your pinpoint forecast for the morning hours, 35 degrees. Some fog around, otherwise a beautiful blue sky. At noon tomorrow, 43. At 4 p.m., we'll get up to 50. 7-day forecast is dry. Notice I have some cloudiness, partly sunny over the weekend. There's an upper level low, and I'm not really sure what to do with it. It looks weak, and it looks like it's going to meander. I tell you that because it's one of those things that can sometimes produce a surprise bit of rain. But for right now, we will call it dry. I'm sure you haven't forgot about last week's heavy rains over 3 inches in the metro area that produced a mess, you know, with the high water and even some mudslides. It's the memory of that mess that has Mark Nelson out live tonight in Northwest Portland. Mark, where are you at?
I'm out on Northwest Miller Road, which is actually closed right now. And here's a little piece of the road. This they've cut off in anticipation of fixing what's happened. Basically, part of the road has slumped. And more on that in just a moment. But first, during these flooding times when you've had the mudslides and the slides onto the roads, have you ever wondered what's the chance of a slide coming down onto the highway you're traveling on or having the roadway itself slide off?
A vibration. And I looked out the window and saw the horses were real scared, so I ran to the back kitchen window and looked out, and there was a huge wall of mud and trees and boulders coming right at me.
Imagine tons of rock and mud covering your property 10 feet deep. Carol Royce watched it happen 7 years ago.
I cry every time I go up there. Makes me sick.
Now, what's left of her house along Interstate 84 is a grim reminder of the damage mudslides bring to the Northwest. The Dodson slides came roaring off the walls of the Columbia Gorge during the flood of 1996. Waves of rock and mud, they pushed trains off their tracks and buried the freeway for 5 days. It was a wake-up call that mountains and torrential rainfall did not mix. Now, the next winter, 5 people were killed in slides in the Central Coast Range, and of course, just last week, a mudslide almost destroyed a Camas home. Now, you could also be in danger just on a roadway. Several years ago, ODOT installed 3 of those signs to warn you that landslides could come down onto the highway. Oregon Department of Forestry will issue the debris flow warning, which activates the signs in those areas.
But of course, if it's significant enough that there's a sign on saying the highway is dangerous, that means there's a whole lot of other area that is equally as dangerous.
Clark says the signs are really a signal to keep your eyes open and be alert. Now back in Dodson, I asked Carol if she ever considers leaving the gorge, considering the danger.
It's my home, you know. I was about a year old when we moved over there. I'm not giving up. I'm plugging away.
Now back here on Northwest Miller Road, I do want to let you know, latest information tonight is that this road between Northwest Cornell and Northwest Burnside is going to stay closed for at least the next 10 to 14 days as they continue to work on basically fixing the road here. You see the water main down there, working on that as well. So kind of a mess here. And just a reminder that, boy, landslides are a part of life here in the Northwest. Live from Northwest Portland, Mark Nelson, the 10 o'clock news.
And did you feel the earth shaking this morning? Chances are you didn't. That's because the microquake was pretty small, a magnitude 1.5. It hit about 2 miles north of Wienersburg, Washington, about 22 miles northeast of Portland.
Well, we've all heard SUVs are more likely to roll over than cars, but tonight, a new worry about roof strength. Experts say the roofs on SUVs and passenger cars are similar, but here's the problem. SUVs are 2.5 times more likely to roll over. And when they do, even though these roofs meet federal government standards, they can still cave in, sometimes with devastating effects.
Directly over the driver's seat was just a V-shaped dent right above my head that went all the way down to the steering wheel. What I remember most vividly is realizing immediately that I was paralyzed.
Yeah, Jeanette Lawler was paralyzed in a rollover accident 11 years ago, and now she's one of many people pushing for tougher federal standards when it comes to roof strength. The feds are expected to come up with a proposal for stricter standards this year.
And hey, if you are bored with a run-of-the-mill SUV or sedan, you're not alone. So are engineers at some of Japan's top automakers. This is the 27th Toyota IDEA competition. Toyota touts its Easy Shoes as the smallest micro-compact vehicle in the world. The wireless circuits in the heels allow the user to control the wheels with a remote control. The company also unveiled the environmentally friendly zero-emission fuel cell bicycle. But don't grab the checkbook just yet. All of this weird and wacky wheels on display so far is just for play. Japanese engineers also unveiled a humanoid robot today that looks like something out of a Steven Spielberg film. The bubble-headed, mouthless robot comes equipped with voice and face recognition. Engineers say the robot will eventually be able to function as a house sitter, caretaker, nurse, and even a family friend. It will likely sell for $8,500. No word yet when that robot will go on sale.
New revelations in the disappearance of Lacey Peterson. What Scott Peterson did just days after his wife went missing. Coming up.
Caught on tape, a mayor throws a punch at a city councilman, but when you hear why she says she did it, you may be on her side.
You've heard of full-service salons, but a karaoke machine amid the hair dryers and curling irons? Yep, it's a place you've got to see to believe.
I'm Stephanie Fisher, live in Beaverton, where American Idol wannabes are belting it out. A look at Idol Mania coming up for you.
You belong to me, I belong.
Good Day Oregon and breaking news, more local, live on the scene and in the air, bringing you the latest information as it happens.
Some damage as well from the flood.
More news, 4 hours of continuing coverage on the stories that affect you.
So right now the investigation is
Good Day Oregon, first live local. Go to KPTV.com and click on News for the most up-to-the-minute headlines.
Good Day Oregon on Fox 12 is brought to you in part by AT&T Broadband.
Learn to make your yard a showplace at the Yard Garden and Patio Show. Free seminars, 240 gardening exhibitors, new variety showcase, and Oregon wine tasting. The Yard Garden and Patio Show, presented by Progress, February 7th through 9th.
Okay, Grandpa, so I want to visit Flick and ride Grizzly River Run and go see the castle and see Aladdin, and I want to see...
Whoa, slow down there, sweetheart. Grandpa's ears don't work too good anymore.
Come on, Mom. Perfect.
There's a whole new world of magic at the Disneyland Resort. To get there, visit Disneyland.com.
Just when you thought the Michael Jackson saga couldn't get any freakier, coming up, the King of Pop reveals some very personal information about his life.
It's time to chuck your cable. Wow. With Dish Network at the lowest all-digital price in America, over 50 channels for just $24.99 a month. Price guaranteed until January 2005. Visit a local participating retailer or call 1-800-WOW-DISH for our free Dish offer.
Only on 12, a pill to prevent drunks from getting behind the wheel. A controversial program some find hard to swallow. Tomorrow during the original 10 o'clock news on Fox 12 Oregon.
In news from across America tonight, new information in the Laci Peterson disappearance, once again concerning Laci's husband. Laci was 8 months pregnant when she vanished on Christmas Eve. Now sources close to the investigation say Scott Peterson tried to sell their house in Modesto just about a week after his wife disappeared. He also traded in his wife's SUV and bought himself a pickup truck. The news is a major blow to Laci's friends and family.
My first thought was, how cold? I mean, that's a piece of Laci.
Scott Peterson has admitted to having an affair around the time of Laci's disappearance. However, police have not named him as a suspect in the case.
A fire devoured a home in Santa Ana, California today. While the flames were raging, firefighters rescued a woman trapped inside this house. Paramedics took her to a nearby hospital, and then it became a battle to save surrounding homes. Firefighters were able to prevent the flames from spreading. Caught on camera, the former mayor of Southgate, California, is seen here venting her anger against a city councilman. Xochitl Rubalgado was leaving a council meeting. She says the man tried to grab her breast, so she hit him with her purse. See that right there? Well, he says he was reaching for some documents she had. Rubalgado is one of 3 council members forced to leave office for questionable financial practices.
A break wall became a playground for a coyote on the run in Chicago today. 2 police boats were called to try to catch the little guy along with animal control officers. But as you can see, the coyote was very fast. The animal eventually escaped under some rocks in the wall. Rescuers searched the crevices, but the icy rocks slowed them down, so they never did find that lost coyote.
Well, he is the judge everybody loves to hate on American Idol.
Here's the boogie woogie bugle bug company B.
Thank you, Amber. That was horrible. Shows the specialist.
Okay, I love Simon. I love him. But is Simon's bark worse than his bite? His harsh remarks may send contestants running for the exits, but he says he's not being mean. He's just being fair.
We're not necessarily there to make it easy for them. We're there just to see who's good and who's special. And undoubtedly, the special people will always rise to the top in whatever situation you put them in.
Well, you can catch the rest of Simon's interview this Friday on The Pulse. It starts at 9 p.m. right here on Fox 12.
We watched tonight as America got its first chance to vote on the American Idol contestants.
Yeah, given the millions of votes cast, it's obvious America is hooked. KPTV's Stephanie Fisher joins us now live to take a look at how Idol Mania has taken over. Steph?
Well, guys, American Idol has probably single-handedly reintroduced the business of karaoke. I'm in a new place, Rumor Karaoke. This is in Beaverton. You can come in here, rent out a whole room, hang out with your friends on the couch, dial in your favorite song, and for 2, maybe 3 minutes, pretend you are the American Idol. Now, if this is too public a forum for you, maybe you're a little bit more private, there is a new computer game that's out where you can go home, get on your computer, and unleash the idol in you.
You choose your look, sound, and stage, and then perform online against other singers in hopes of being voted the American Idol.
Well, let's go, superstar.
This computer game is the newest item to bear the name of one of television's biggest shows.
Yeah, I was going to Hollywood.
And as the second season heats up, all things Idol are hotter than ever. We've got the game, the compilation CD, the other discs promising to make you a singing sensation. Even karaoke machines are selling faster thanks to a show that brings out the Britney and Justin in everyone.
And I definitely didn't think some of those people should be singing or dancing or whatever they call it.
But being without talent is certainly no reason to stop yourself from belting it out. This karaoke joint has seen a lot more people come in since You Know What came on.
When they sing, they act like they're American Idols too, and like, you know, some people just pull the table away, they're dancing around, screaming.
Something like this, maybe?
The rhythm is gonna get ya. The rhythm is gonna get ya. The rhythm is gonna get ya. Ooh.
I got more in me, and you can't set it free.
Even professional journalists are helpless against the power of American Idol.
Rolling, 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 rolling on the river. Okay, let's quit. It's so hot. I so can't do this.
I really cannot sing, but these guys really can. And they say one of the reasons they come and sing karaoke and the reason they have an interest in singing is because of American Idol. You can check out more of American Idol tomorrow night, 8 o'clock on Fox. For now, live in Beaverton, I'm Stephanie Fisher for the 10 o'clock news.
Steph, sing a little bit more for us.
Can sing.
Just a little bit more.
J.L. Watkins.
Hey, there are hair salons out there with special gimmicks, but you'd be hard-pressed to find another salon where you can karaoke while you get your hair cut.
Put up your dukes, let's get down to it. Hit me with your best shot.
And that is exactly what takes place every Tuesday at Transformation Salon in Southeast Portland.
It just brings out the youth in people. They feel younger, they get applause, they feel great, and that's what I'm all about, is making people feel good. I want them to feel good inside and out.
The karaoke is free, but that's not hurting business. Lander says that people come in to sing. They also notice the great haircuts, and so, boom, she's got a new customer. Transformation Salon is on Southeast 46th in Woodstock, and again, karaoke is every Tuesday.
Well, Michael Jackson drops a bombshell of a confession about his pretty bizarre life. Among the things he's admitted in a British documentary, he still has sleepovers with young boys. He also says he snatched his second child, his daughter, Paris Michael, off the delivery table just moments after her birth and rushed her, bloody placenta and all, back to his mansion. His third child was born to a white surrogate mother he says he's never met, and he says his son, Prince Michael II, had fun being dangled over that hotel balcony. Michael also insists he's had only 2 nose jobs.
Well, the Red Hot Blazers pull some tricks out of their hats as they take on the Magic.
Yeah, Tim's in next with all the highlights.
And an 8.0 earthquake rattles Japan, all in the name of science. We'll see why engineers staged this mock quake and why so little damage is left behind. First Live Local, the 10 o'clock news is back in 2 minutes.
Homeowners expect a certain quality of life, like a safe community, good schools, and a comfortable home. That's what it's like to live in a JLS custom home.
HVAC by Terry, a certified heating installer, providing comfort and efficiency throughout your home, specializing in air conditioning, duct cleaning, and gas lines. 503-649-3458.
JLS Custom Homes. Better homes for better lives. On the web at jlscustomhomes.com.
Gentlemen, KFC is something unique and exciting. Hot wings. They're crispy, with a sizzling blast of spicy flavor that'll turn up the heat at any shindig.
Hot and crispy outside, tender inside. Hot wings only from KFC. For limited time, get 8 for only $2.99 or 20 for just $7.49.
I smell hot wings. Well, that's breaking the ice at parties.
The Blazers look to continue their road trip magic in Orlando. Did they pull it off tonight? Highlights coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
Gentlemen, we're gonna have to put you back in.
Your prime objective is to distract Dr. Lena Hendricks.
It was a routine rescue operation. Get your people together. But behind enemy lines, everything can change in a moment.
Birds are taking heavy fire and we're no longer entering Nigerian airspace. Right now, you are on your own.
On March 7th, the lives of many
I strongly advise you complete the evacuation as planned.
rest in the courage of a few.
It's been strongly suggested that we abandon these refugees. I'll tell you right now, I'm not gonna do that. Can't do that.
Send all our men to Kashunga. We got trouble.
5,000 rebels converging on your area. You're not equipped to handle the additional threat.
My team will complete this mission.
Get these people ready to go now.
From the director of Training Day, Bruce Willis, Tears of the Sun. Rated R. In theaters everywhere, March 7th.
Welcome back, everybody. The Blazers boast the second-best record in the NBA when it comes to success away from home. And tonight they took that winning road show to Orlando. And you know, to snuff the magic, you got to stop Tracy McGrady, best scorer in the NBA. He got his tonight, pouring in 24 points. Blazers down 7 early. But then the Scottie Pippen show begins. First, the rebound and putback. Scottie would have his best game of the year, 17 rebounds and 25 points, 2 more off a feed from Rashid. Then he attacks down the middle, one-hand scoop to the hoop. Scottie with 18 in the first half. Blazers up 4 at the break. Fourth quarter, they finally start to open it up. Jeff McInnis with the steal. And in the perfect lob to Ruben Patterson, 65-61 Blazers. Wallace contributes to the tune of 15 points. The tough fade gives them their biggest lead, 71-62. Then in comes Damon Stoudemire off the bench, made just 2 shots, but they were biggies. Back-to-back three-pointers to make it 81-68, and it is a downhill coast to the finish line from there. Damon puts a lid on the Magic rally, sets up Wallace for the flush right there, and the Blazers pick up their 17th win of the season away from the Rose Garden. 96-89 is the final score. Pippen's effort, his first double-double of the year for the Blazers, who play once more in Miami tomorrow before going their separate ways for the All-Star break. You know, it looked like they would pull within a half game of first place when Dallas rallied from 16 down to take a late lead on Sacramento tonight, but the Kings, they just never gave up. They go ahead to stay on the acrobatic follow slam right there by Keon Clark. They win at Donnybrook over Dallas tonight, 110-109. The push to land Major League Baseball in Portland took another step forward today when city officials unveiled preliminary plans to locate, finance, and build a stadium. The same group that met with league officials last month says so far, baseball's bigwigs are impressed with Portland's efforts to become the new home of the Montreal Expos. The group is drafting a bill for lawmakers in Salem that calls for income taxes from players and team executives to help pay for the stadium that would be built on one of 6 proposed sites.
I want to make it very clear that not only are we not buying a Major League Baseball team, but we're not using any dollars that could be used to pay and help the schools or our city services.
These opportunities don't come down the proverbial pike every year, every other year. They oftentimes come once in a generation. And I think this is Portland's time. This is very real. And I think that Portland has all of the, earmarks that they're looking for in terms of, what would make a successful baseball franchise as part of their league.
The Portland delegation will meet again sometime next month with baseball officials who hope to choose a new home for the Expos by midsummer. Best hockey shot of the night comes not from the NHL, but a high school in Alaska. A young man named Luke Winkleman from behind the goal somehow scoops up the puck and just flips it right into the net right there, over the shoulder of the goalie. We're going to show it to you a few more times. It's a dandy and perfectly legal, too. Just balancing that thing like a piece of butter on a knife and, yeah, right there, sneaking it into the corner of the goal. Just a great shot.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Thanks,
Like
Tim.
that. An update to our top stories in the Pinpoint Forecast just ahead in the 11 o'clock headlines.
And why engineers are knocking as this house is a-rockin'. A look at the science behind quake-proofing homes. First live locally, you're watching the 10 o'clock news.
You're thinking about buying new tires when suddenly it hits you. Free beef time at the Les Schwab side. More than $1 billion worth given away this month. Party pack or right out of the freezer.
A big extra at no extra charge.
Great buys on tires, too. The West's largest selection in stock, starting at just $19.95. Free beef, our 39th year of celebrating one of the West's most popular events.
Free beef now at the Les Schwab side.
Portland Metro Ford dealers bring you Monster Jam, presented by Ford Trucks. U.S. Hot Rod Monster Truck Racing is back in Portland, featuring Medusa, Blue Thunder, Spider-Man, Bounty Hunter, the legendary Grave Digger, and more. Plus Pro Arena trucks and kids seats are still just $5.
Wait a minute. Just $5?
$5 Monster Jam. Brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Rose Garden.
Gonna have a good time, gonna do it my way. This is my kind of heaven, and my kind of day. Hey, hey, gotta say, living up my own way. My own way.
Behold the colossal macho meal from DQ. We're talking a massive triple cheeseburger, a large order of golden fries, and a 32-ounce drink, all for just $3.99. And don't forget DQ for a Valentine's Day cake. Think you can handle it? DQ's something different.
This segment of the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by the Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show, February 5th through 9th at the Portland Expo Center.
Sportsman, this is the big one. The Pacific Northwest Sportsman Show at the Expo Center, February 5th through the 9th. There's something for everyone. Fishing and outdoor gear, boats, even wildlife art. See the Head and Horns competition, plus free seminars and demonstrations like survival tips from Peter Kummerfeld, presented by Subaru. Outdoor cooking tips at the Johnsonville Camp Cooking Area, presented by Albertsons. The Baxter Auto Parts free trout pond for kids 12 and under. And for man's best friend, the Ralston Purina Information Center. It's a great Northwest tradition.
Now it's time to take a look at the 11 o'clock headlines. A convicted rapist goes before a judge again. This time he's accused of raping a woman at a Vancouver mall. Parents search for solutions to our classrooms in crisis and the hunt for the killer of a National Guard soldier. KPTV's Anna Katayama reports from Tillamook.
Here's a picture of Dionne Wilkes. Tonight, the Tillamook community and her family are mourning her death. Now, Dionne's mother did meet with us here in Tillamook earlier this evening, and she tells us that her daughter was afraid of her former boyfriend, Manuel Tovar, that he stalked her, had a key to her apartment, and in some cases would go so far as to go into her apartment when she wasn't there to check her email. Now, 25-year-old Dionne Wilkes was found dead on Interstate 5 just south of Salem on Saturday night. Police say that her former boyfriend, Manuel Tovar, kidnapped her from her apartment, then forced her to drive onto the freeway where police say he shot her to death. Now, if anyone has any information about Tovar, they are asked to call the Salem Police Department. In the meantime, here at Tillamook High School, we can tell you that a memorial service is being planned for Dionne Wilkes. The Oregon National Guard and the Tillamook community